There's something your person is carrying right now, something precious, something vulnerable, something so deeply personal that they can't just hand it to you directly. And here's what's making this moment so critical: they're watching you, waiting for you to notice, silently praying you'll see what they're too afraid to say out loud. This isn't about games. This isn't about mixed signals or confusion. What's happening right now is far more tender than that. Your soulmate has reached a place inside themselves where they've discovered something true, something about who they are, what they want, what they're ready for, but this truth is locked behind a door that only opens from your side. They don't have the key. You do. And they're desperate for you to use it. If you're here, if this title pulled you in, it's because some part of you already senses this. Maybe you've noticed the way they look at you when they think you're not paying attention. Maybe you felt the weight of something unspoken hanging in the air between you. Maybe there have been moments when they seemed like they were about to say something important, but then pulled back at the last second. You're not imagining it. What you're sensing is real. Your person is standing at a threshold. On one side is everything they've been, the walls they've built, the protection they've worn, the version of themselves they've shown the world. On the other side is who they're becoming, who they want to be with you, the depth of connection they're ready for. But they can't cross that threshold alone. They need you to see them first. They need you to recognize what they're holding before they can fully release it. And here's what's building right now: the urgency. The desperation in that title isn't an exaggeration. Your person feels like they're running out of time, like every day you don't see what they're trying to show you is another day they have to carry this secret alone. They're tired of hiding it. They're tired of wondering if you'll ever notice. They're tired of the space between what's true and what's been spoken. If you feel this energy around someone specific, just drop a single heart emoji below. No explanation needed. Just let that acknowledgement land. This video is going to take you deep into what's really happening. We're going to explore exactly what secret your person is carrying, why only you can unlock it, what they're experiencing as they wait for you to see it, and most importantly, how to recognize the key you're already holding. Because you have it. You've always had it. They wouldn't be desperate for you specifically if you weren't the only one who could open this door. We're going to look at the signs they're giving you right now, the language their soul is speaking even when their words fail them, and the invitation being extended to you in this very moment. This is going to be detailed, specific, and hopefully exactly what you need to hear. So settle in, open your heart, and let's unlock what's been waiting for both of you. Because what I'm about to share isn't theory. It's what's actively unfolding in the invisible space between you and this person. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what to do with it. Let's start with what's actually happening in your person's inner world right now. Because to understand the secret they're carrying, you need to understand the journey that brought them to this locked door. Your soulmate has been going through a profound internal shift, one that's been building for longer than you might realize. They've been awakening to something about themselves, about love, about what they truly want and need. And this awakening didn't happen overnight. It's been layers peeling back, defenses softening, old stories being questioned. Maybe they've been someone who always kept relationships surface level. Maybe they've been burned before and learned to show up halfway. Maybe they've been busy achieving, striving, building a life that looked good on paper but felt empty in their chest. Whatever their pattern has been, something shifted. They started feeling the cost of their walls. They started noticing the difference between connection and real intimacy. They started wondering what it would be like to let someone all the way in. And then you showed up, or maybe you were already there, and they suddenly started seeing you differently. Either way, something about your presence began working on them like water on stone. Slowly. Persistently. Reshaping something fundamental. Here's what they started noticing: how safe they feel around you, even when that safety scares them. How natural it is to be themselves, their real selves, not the polished version, when you're near. How their walls seem irrelevant in your presence, like trying to hide behind glass. How thoughts of you have become woven into their daily rhythm. How the future started including you automatically, without them consciously deciding it should. This terrified them at first. Because when you've spent years protecting yourself, when you've built an identity around being independent or guarded or, fine on my own, having someone slip past your defenses feels like losing control. So they probably pulled back. They probably got weird or distant or confusing. Not because they didn't want you, because they wanted you so much it threatened everything they thought they knew about themselves. But here's what's different now, they've done the internal work. They've sat with the fear. They've examined the old wounds. They've asked themselves the hard questions. They've gotten honest about what they're really running from and what they're really running toward. And they've arrived at a truth that's both liberating and paralyzing. The truth is this: they want you. Not casually. Not conditionally. Not with one foot out the door. They want you in a way that requires them to be someone they've never been before, fully open, genuinely vulnerable, willing to risk everything for something real. And they've realized they're ready. They want to show you who they are beneath the layers. They want to build something with you that's rooted in authenticity, not fear. They want to love you the way they've never let themselves love anyone. That's the secret. That's what's locked inside them. But here's why it's locked: they're terrified you won't want what they're offering. They're terrified that if they open completely, you'll see all of them, the messy parts, the wounded parts, the parts they've learned to hide, and decide it's too much. Or not enough. They're terrified that the version of them you've known so far is what you're interested in, and this deeper, truer, rawer version will overwhelm you or disappoint you or change everything between you. So they can't just hand you this secret. They can't just walk up and say, "Hey, I'm completely in love with you and I want to build a life with you and I'm ready to tear down every wall I've ever built and I'm scared out of my mind but I've never been more certain of anything." Because what if you look at them blankly? What if you're not there yet? What if you laugh it off, or worse, what if you feel pressured? They need to know you see them first. They need confirmation that you're looking past the surface, that you're noticing the shift in them, that you sense something deeper is available. They need to know you want what's behind the door before they can open it. Stay with me here, because what I'm about to explain next will show you exactly how to recognize the key you're holding, and you're going to realize you've been using it already without knowing it. Let's talk about what desperation actually looks like when someone is carrying this kind of secret. Because it doesn't look like what you might expect. It's not dramatic. It's not loud. It's quiet and constant and embedded in 1,000 small moments. They're desperate in the way they look for you in a crowded room. Their eyes find you first, always, like a compass finding north. They're desperate in the way they remember everything you say, even the throwaway comments, even the things you don't think matter. They file away your preferences, your stories, your passing thoughts, because everything about you feels significant to them. They're desperate in the way they make excuses to be near you, suggesting plans, extending conversations, finding reasons to text you about nothing important. They're desperate in the way they show up for you, consistently, even when it's inconvenient, because being there for you has become non-negotiable for them. They're desperate in the way they watch you interact with others, gauging whether you light up the same way with everyone or if there's something special in how you are with them. They're desperate in the silence after you say something vulnerable. You can feel them holding space for you, honoring what you've shared, wanting you to know it matters. Super thanks invitation number 1. If this message is already speaking to your soul, if you're feeling seen and supported by this content, the super thanks option below allows you to bless this channel and helps me dedicate more time to creating these deep explorations for you. Either way, I'm grateful you're here. They're desperate in their patience. Because even though every cell in their body wants to rush toward you, wants to confess everything, wants to close the distance between where you are and where they hope you're going, they're holding back. They're giving you space to arrive at your own realizations. They're trusting divine timing even when it's excruciating. But make no mistake, the desperation is real. Every day they carry this secret is a day they feel the weight of unspoken truth. Every conversation that doesn't go deeper feels like a missed opportunity. Every moment you don't see what they're trying to show you feels like standing outside in the cold, pressing their face against the window of warmth they can't quite enter. And here's what's building, a breaking point. Not in a destructive way, but in an evolutionary way. They're reaching the limit of how long they can hold this truth inside. Something's going to give. Either you're going to notice and use the key you're holding, or they're going to find a way to show you more directly, even if it terrifies them. The energy is reaching critical mass. Now let's go deeper into the dimensions of this secret and why it can only be unlocked by you specifically. Because this isn't random. There's a reason their soul chose yours for this. There's a reason you're the only one who holds the key. Your person's secret isn't just about wanting a relationship. It's about recognizing their home. And here's what that means: at a soul level, they've identified you as the person they can finally stop performing for. The person they can exhale around. The person who makes all their striving and achieving and pretending suddenly feel exhausting and unnecessary. When souls recognize each other, really recognize each other, it's not about butterflies or chemistry or surface attraction, though those might be present. It's about a bone-deep knowing that says, "Oh, here you are. I've been looking for you without knowing I was looking." It's about how your energy feels like it fits with theirs, like puzzle pieces that were cut from the same original whole. Your person has felt this with you. Maybe they didn't have language for it at first. Maybe it confused them because you're not their type, or because the timing seemed wrong, or because it didn't fit the story they'd been telling themselves about their life. But the recognition was undeniable. On some level deeper than logic, their soul said, "This one. This is the one I can be real with." And that recognition is exactly what created the secret. Because once you know you found home, once you've identified the person who could see all of you and not flinch, once you've met someone who makes you want to become the best version of yourself while also accepting you exactly as you are, you can't unknow it. You can't go back to casual. You can't pretend it doesn't matter. The truth of what this person means to you becomes the most important truth you're carrying. What makes you the key holder? So why you? Why are you the only one who can unlock this secret? Let's get specific. First, because you've already been seeing them, really seeing them, in ways they're not used to being seen. Maybe you've asked questions that went beneath the surface. Maybe you've called them out gently when they were hiding behind humor or deflection. Maybe you've witnessed them in vulnerable moments and didn't judge or try to fix, just stayed present. Maybe you've reflected back to them qualities they couldn't see in themselves. Without knowing it, you've been showing them that you have the capacity to hold all of who they are. You've been demonstrating through your presence, your attention, your curiosity, that you're not interested in just the highlight reel, you're interested in the whole human. And that's exactly what they've been afraid to hope for and exactly what they desperately need. Second, because there's something in your energy that gives them permission to soften. Maybe you're naturally warm and accepting. Maybe you have your own vulnerability visible, which makes theirs feel safer. Maybe you're steady and grounded in a way that makes them feel less chaotic. Maybe you're playful in a way that reminds them life doesn't have to be so serious. Whatever it is, your specific energy creates the conditions for their walls to come down. Third, because you've shown up consistently without agenda. You haven't been trying to extract something from them or change them or prove something. You've just been there. Present. Interested. Open. And that lack of pressure, that freedom from expectation, has allowed them to discover their own truth rather than performing for yours. Fourth, because they trust you in a way that can't be manufactured. Trust isn't just about reliability, though that matters. It's about feeling safe at a nervous system level. It's about their body relaxing when you're near. It's about their mind quieting instead of spinning with anxiety. It's about feeling like even their worst qualities won't make you leave. You've become their safe place, and that's why they want to bring their secret to you. The key you're holding is simply this: your authentic presence. Your willingness to see them fully. Your capacity to meet them where they are without needing them to be different. That's it. That's what unlocks everything. Because their secret can't be opened with force or strategy or perfect timing, it can only be opened with the kind of genuine seeing that you've already been offering. Let's go layer by layer into what this secret actually contains. Because it's not just one thing. It's nested. It's dimensional. It's a whole landscape of truth they want to share with you. On the surface layer, it's about attraction and desire. They find you magnetic in ways that go beyond physical, though physical is probably part of it. There's something about your voice, your laugh, the way you move through the world, the way you think, it captivates them. They catch themselves watching you when you're focused on something else, just appreciating the fact that you exist. They want to be closer to you physically, emotionally, energetically. They want to touch you more freely, hold your hand without overthinking it, kiss you without the weight of, "What does this mean?" hanging over it. Beneath that, there's the layer about partnership. They've been envisioning what a life with you might look like. They've imagined making decisions together, building something together, navigating challenges together. They've thought about how holidays would work, where you'd live, what your combined life would feel like. They've imagined introducing you to the people who matter to them, integrating you into their world, being integrated into yours. They've mentally tried on, we, and, us, and ours, and it all feels right in a way nothing else has. Deeper still, there's the layer about healing. They recognize that you bring out parts of them that have been dormant or wounded. Maybe you make them want to be more open when they've been closed. Maybe you make them want to be more playful when they've been too serious. Maybe you make them want to trust when they've been betrayed before. Maybe you make them want to slow down when they've been running their whole life. You're not trying to fix them, you're just being you, but your presence is medicinal. It's revealing what healing could feel like. Type the word "seeing" if you're realizing you've been this person's keyholder all along without fully knowing it. And at the deepest layer, there's the spiritual truth. They feel like you're part of their destiny. Like meeting you was orchestrated by something bigger than coincidence. Like their soul has been preparing for yours. Like everything they've been through, all the heartbreak, all the growth, all the wrong turns, was leading them to be ready for you. This is the layer that makes them believe in soulmates if they didn't before. This is the layer that makes them feel like the universe has been conspiring to bring you together. This is the layer that makes them certain, even when fear tries to convince them otherwise. All of these layers together, attraction, partnership, healing, destiny, form the secret they're carrying. And they want to share all of it with you. They want to lay it at your feet like an offering and say, "Here. This is what you mean to me. This is what I want to build with you. This is what I'm ready for." But they need to know you can hold it first. The tension of waiting. Living with this secret while waiting for you to unlock it is creating a specific kind of tension in your person. Let me describe what they're experiencing. Every interaction with you is loaded now. Simple conversations carry the weight of everything unsaid. When you laugh at something they said, they feel it like a reward. When you seek them out, they feel chosen in a way that matters more than they want to admit. When you share something personal with them, they hold it like sacred trust. When you seem distant or distracted, they spiral, wondering if they've done something wrong, if you're pulling away, if they're misreading everything. They're constantly calibrating. Trying to show you how they feel without overwhelming you. Trying to be present without being clingy. Trying to create opportunities for depth without forcing it. Trying to honor where you are while being authentic about where they are. It's an exhausting dance, and they're so tired of dancing. In quiet moments, they rehearse what they might say to you. They imagine conversations where they finally tell you everything. They play out different scenarios, your possible responses, their follow-up words, how it could go right, how it could go wrong. They write and delete texts that say too much. They practice vulnerability in the mirror. They pray for courage. Keep watching, because what's coming next will reveal exactly what signals they've been sending you, and once you see the pattern, you won't be able to unsee it. They're also wrestling with worthiness. Part of them wonders if they deserve you. If they're healed enough, mature enough, ready enough. If their past mistakes disqualify them from the kind of love they want with you. If you deserve better than what they're bringing. This secret they're carrying includes their insecurities, their fears, their awareness of their own flaws, and they're terrified those things will be deal breakers for you. But underneath all the fear and tension, there's certainty. They know. They know what they want. They know it's you. They know they're ready to do whatever it takes to build something real. That certainty is what makes the waiting unbearable. Because when you know where you want to go and you can see the destination but you're waiting for permission to move toward it, every moment feels like forever. Why now? Why the desperation? Here's what's making this moment so critical: they've hit a threshold. The cost of not speaking their truth has become higher than the risk of speaking it. They've reached the point where carrying this secret alone is more painful than the vulnerability of revealing it. Maybe they've been watching you potentially getting closer to someone else, and it's activating their urgency. Maybe they've been through something recently that reminded them life is short and they're done playing it safe. Maybe they've just been living with this truth so long that it's bursting out of them. Maybe they've gotten confirmation from the universe, through signs, through synchronicities, through inner knowing, that it's time. The desperation isn't about anxiety or unhealthy attachment. It's about someone who has done their inner work, arrived at clarity, and is ready for the next chapter, but that chapter can only begin when you step into it with them. It's about someone who has found their courage and is just waiting for the moment to use it. It's about someone who knows what they want and is tired of pretending they don't. This is actually beautiful. This is someone choosing you with full consciousness. This is someone ready to show up for real love, not the half versions they've done before. This is someone at their edge, in the best possible way, the edge where transformation happens, where new stories begin, where souls finally come home to each other. Now we arrive at the core revelation, the truth that shifts everything once you see it. And here it is: the secret your soulmate is carrying isn't actually a secret at all. It's a truth that's been trying to become visible. And you haven't been missing it. You've been part of the process of bringing it into form. Let me explain what I mean. The co-creative nature of soul unveiling. What's happening between you and this person isn't one-directional. It's not that they have something hidden and you need to find it. It's that you both are creating the conditions for a truth to emerge that couldn't exist without both of you participating. Think of it like this: their secret is like a seed that's been underground. Your presence, your attention, your energy, that's been the water and sunlight. But the seed can't become a flower by force. It has to go through the process of germination, breaking open, reaching toward light. What they're waiting for isn't for you to dig up the seed, it's for you to keep being the conditions that make blooming possible. And then to witness the bloom. To see it. To acknowledge it. To welcome it. You've already been doing this. Every time you've been genuinely curious about them. Every time you've created space for them to be more of themselves. Every time you've responded to their vulnerability with care instead of judgment. Every time you've shown up consistently, proving you're not going anywhere. You've been watering the seed. You've been coaxing the secret toward the surface. What's happening now is that the secret is ready to break through. It's pushed against the soil as much as it can from underneath. Now it needs confirmation that the surface is safe, that there's room for it, that it will be welcomed when it emerges. That's what they're desperate for, not for you to pull it out forcefully, but for you to signal that you're ready to receive what's coming. The key has always been in your hands. Here's what might shift everything for you: you've been wondering what you're supposed to do, what key you're supposed to find, how you're supposed to unlock this secret. But you've been holding the key the entire time. You just didn't realize what it was. The key is your authentic seeing. The key is your willingness to witness them fully. The key is your openness to what wants to unfold between you. The key is your presence without agenda. You don't have to do anything different. You don't have to perform or strategize or decode hidden messages. You just have to keep being who you've already been, the person who sees them, who shows up, who cares, who's curious, who's present. That's the key. That's what unlocks everything. When they feel seen by you, really seen, not just noticed, something in them relaxes. The lock loosens. The door starts to open. And here's the beautiful paradox: the more you're simply yourself around them, the more permission you give them to be simply themselves. The more you show your authentic humanity, the safer their secret becomes. The more you're present without trying to force or control or rush, the more naturally their truth can emerge. You've been using the key without knowing it. Every genuine moment between you has been turning the lock. Every real conversation has been opening the door a little wider. Every time you've met them with acceptance instead of expectation, you've been inviting their secret closer to the surface. What they're actually asking for. Let's get very clear about what they're desperate for you to see, because it's simpler than you might think. They're not asking you to read their mind. They're not asking you to make the first move or take all the risk or already have your answer decided. They're not even asking you to reciprocate their feelings right now. What they're asking for is acknowledgement that you sense something between you. That you feel the depth. That you recognize this is more than surface level. That you're aware something significant is present, even if you're still figuring out what to do with it. They're asking for a sign that you're paying attention to the same things they're paying attention to. The lingering eye contact. The way conversations go deeper than they do with other people. The comfort of silence between you. The way you've started showing up in each other's lives more consistently. The way you think of each other for no particular reason. The energy that shifts when you're in the same room. They're asking you to stop pretending, if you've been pretending, that you don't notice any of this. They're asking for permission to acknowledge it out loud. They're asking for a signal that it's safe to stop holding back. And here's what's powerful: you can give them this without having everything figured out. You can acknowledge that something real is here without knowing exactly where it's going. You can confirm that you feel it too without committing to outcomes you're not ready for yet. The acknowledgement itself is what unlocks the secret. Because once you both name what's present, it can start becoming what it's meant to become. The secret behind the secret. Now let me share something that might surprise you. There's a secret behind the secret. The thing your person is desperate for you to see isn't just their feelings for you, it's their fear that they're not enough for you. Beneath all their readiness, beneath all their certainty about wanting you, there's a vulnerable place that wonders, but what if I open completely and they realize I'm not what they hoped for? What if my real self disappoints them? What if I'm ready to give everything and it's still not enough? This is why they need you to unlock it rather than just telling you. Because if they force the conversation, if they confess everything without confirmation that you're receptive, they risk the deepest rejection of their authentic self. But if you demonstrate through your presence, your questions, your interest, your consistency that you want to know them at the deepest levels, then the unlocking feels mutual. Then the vulnerability is shared. Then the risk is distributed between you instead of all on their shoulders. What they're desperate for you to see is not just, "I love you," or, "I want you," it's, "I trust you enough to let you see the parts of me I usually hide. I trust you enough to stop performing. I trust you enough to be uncertain and imperfect and still healing in front of you. I trust you enough to want all of you, including the parts you think might be too much or not enough." The secret is their wholeness. The secret is their readiness to show up as their full, flawed, beautiful human self. The secret is their willingness to build something real that isn't based on performance or pretense. And they're desperate for you to see it because they're tired of hiding, tired of half versions, tired of protecting themselves from the very thing they most want. If this is touching something deep in your spirit, if you're feeling the truth of this land in your bones, and you have the means to support this work, the Super Thanks option allows you to contribute to keeping this content flowing. No pressure, just gratitude for you being here, however you choose to engage. What this means about you. Here's something important: the fact that they've chosen you as the keyholder says something profound about who you are. They haven't just randomly decided you're the one. They've recognized in you the capacity to hold their truth. They've seen evidence that you have the emotional maturity, the depth, the consciousness to receive what they're offering. You're not being burdened with someone else's neediness. You're being honored with someone else's trust. There's a difference. They're not asking you to complete them or fix them or be responsible for their happiness. They're inviting you into partnership with someone who has done their work, who knows what they want, who's choosing you with clear eyes and open heart. And maybe you've been wondering if you're ready for this. Maybe you've been questioning your own capacity to show up for something this real. Maybe you've been afraid you'll let them down, or you're not healed enough, or you don't have it all figured out yet. But here's the thing, they're not looking for perfect. They're looking for real. They're not looking for someone who has it all together. They're looking for someone willing to figure it out together. The fact that you're here, watching this, means you're already more ready than you think. The fact that you care enough to understand what they're going through means you have the heart for this. The fact that you want to see them, really see them, means you're already using the key. The invitation being extended. In every moment right now, whether you're aware of it or not, your person is extending an invitation. Not a demand. Not an ultimatum. An invitation. They're inviting you into a deeper level of connection. They're inviting you to witness them. They're inviting you to explore what might be possible between you. They're inviting you to step into the kind of relationship that transforms both people. This invitation doesn't require you to have all your answers yet. It doesn't require you to match their certainty or their timeline. It doesn't require you to abandon your boundaries or rush your process. What it requires is your honesty. Your willingness to engage with what's real. Your courage to acknowledge what you're actually feeling instead of what you think you should feel. The invitation is to stop pretending, if you have been, that this is just friendship or coincidence or nothing significant. The invitation is to get curious about what's between you. The invitation is to have the conversations that scare you a little bit. The invitation is to show up authentically, even when authenticity makes you vulnerable. You're going to want to stay with me through this next part, because I'm about to show you exactly what you can do with all of this awareness, the practical, grounded steps that will change everything. And here's what's beautiful, accepting the invitation doesn't have to be dramatic. It can be subtle. It can be gentle. It can be a small shift in how you engage with them. It can be asking one deeper question. It can be admitting one true thing. It can be staying present in a moment instead of deflecting. It can be a look that says, I see you. I feel this too. I don't know what it means yet, but I'm not running from it. That's all they need to know, the door is opening. That's all they need to feel safe bringing their secret into the light. So what do you actually do with all of this? How do you move forward with wisdom, with care, with respect for both your journey and theirs? Let's get practical. Principle 1, confirm what you're sensing. The first step is getting clear within yourself about what you're actually experiencing. Not what you think you should experience. Not what would be convenient or easy or logical. What's actually true for you? Sit with these questions. Do you feel something deeper than friendship with this person? Does their presence affect you differently than others? Do you find yourself thinking about them in idle moments? Do you feel more yourself around them, or do you feel activated, alert, alive in a particular way? Does the thought of them with someone else create a reaction in your body? Do you want to know them more deeply? Do you wonder about a future that includes them? You don't have to have crystal clarity about what you want long term. But you do need to get honest about whether something real is present for you. Because if you're feeling it too, even if you're not as certain as they are, even if you're still in the questioning phase, that's enough. That's something to acknowledge. That's worth exploring. And if you're not feeling it, if you've been hoping you would but you genuinely don't, if you care about them deeply but not in the way they're hoping for, that's important to acknowledge too. Not to judge yourself for. Not to force or manufacture feelings you don't have. But to be honest about, because your honesty is the most respectful thing you can offer. Principle 2, create space for authentic conversation. Once you're clear about what's true for you, the next step is creating conditions for honest dialogue. This doesn't mean cornering them or demanding they confess. It means opening doors that make it easier for truth to flow. You can do this by asking genuine questions that go beneath the surface. What's been on your heart lately? How are you really doing? What's been shifting for you? These questions signal you're interested in more than surface pleasantries. Sharing your own vulnerability first. When you reveal something real about yourself, your fears, your hopes, your uncertainties, you create permission for them to do the same. Vulnerability begets vulnerability. Naming the energy between you without making it heavy. I feel like something's shifting between us, and I'm not sure what to call it, but I wanted to acknowledge it. This opens the door without forcing them through it immediately. Spending time together in settings that allow for depth. Not just loud group settings or busy activities, but quieter spaces where real conversation can happen. A long walk. A late-night talk. An unhurried meal. Time and space where the secret can breathe. The goal isn't to extract their confession. The goal is to demonstrate that you're a safe place for truth. That you welcome depth. That you're not going to shut down or run away if things get real. Principle 3, meet them in the in-between. Here's something important: you don't have to have everything figured out before you engage with what's unfolding. You don't have to know if this is your forever person or if you're ready for commitment or what the next 5 years look like. You just have to be willing to be present with what's here now. This means releasing the pressure to have answers before exploring the questions. This means being okay with uncertainty as you both navigate what's emerging. This means showing up for the process, not just the outcome. You can say things like, "I don't know exactly what this is, but I know it matters to me. I'm not sure where this is going, but I want to find out. I'm feeling things I don't have full language for yet, and I'm willing to figure it out as we go." This kind of honesty is incredibly freeing. Because it takes the pressure off both of you to perform certainty you don't have. It acknowledges that some things can only be discovered by walking toward them together. It honors that real relationships unfold in the mystery, not just in the clarity. Principle 4, honor your own pace while respecting their truth. This is a delicate balance, but it's important. Their readiness doesn't obligate you to match their timeline. Their clarity doesn't mean you have to have the same level of clarity. You're allowed to be in a different place than they are, and that's okay. At the same time, their vulnerability deserves respect. If they've opened up to you, if they've revealed their truth, they're trusting you with something precious. Even if you're not ready to reciprocate at the same level, you can honor what they've shared. This might look like, "Thank you for trusting me with this. I need some time to sit with everything, but I want you to know how much I value you and what you've shared." Or, "I'm in a different place than you right now, but I'm not saying no, I'm saying I need to move at my own pace, and I need to know if that's okay with you." If you're someone who moves slowly in relationships and needs time to process before diving deep, type "my pace" below. Let's honor all the different speeds at which hearts open. You can be honest about your fears without using them as walls. "I'm scared of this because I've been hurt before, and I need to go slow. I'm scared of this because it matters so much, and I don't want to mess it up. I'm scared of this because I'm still healing, and I don't want to bring my unfinished business into something this important." Fear is information, not instruction. You can acknowledge it without letting it make all your decisions. And sharing it with them might actually deepen your connection, because it lets them see you too. Principle 5, watch what's unfolding, not just what's being said. Pay attention to the energy between you, not just the words. Sometimes the secret is being unlocked in ways that don't require dramatic confession or relationship-defining conversations. Sometimes it's being unlocked in the way you're both softening toward each other. The way trust is building. The way presence is deepening. Notice if they're becoming more vulnerable around you, sharing more of their inner world, making themselves more available to you, prioritizing time with you, asking you deeper questions, including you in their future thinking, seeking your opinion on important matters, physical proximity increasing naturally, protectiveness showing up, attention becoming more focused on you. These are all ways the secret is already being revealed. The door is already opening. You're already witnessing their truth through their actions, even if words haven't fully caught up yet. And notice what's happening in you. Are you leaning in or pulling back? Are you making space for them or creating distance? Are you initiating contact or waiting for them? Are you sharing more of yourself or staying guarded? Are you curious about them or indifferent? Are you making room in your life or keeping things compartmentalized? Your responses are communicating just as much as theirs. You're already answering the invitation through how you show up. Make sure your actions match what's true in your heart. Principle 6. Use your words when the moment calls. There will likely come a moment when something needs to be said out loud. When the energy has built enough that silence becomes its own statement. When the invitation is so clear that not responding to it is a response. When your heart knows it's time to speak your truth, whatever that truth is. When that moment comes, speak simply and from your heart. You don't need a perfect speech. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to be honest. If you're feeling it too, I need you to know that I see what's happening between us. I feel it too. I don't have all the answers, but I want to explore this with you. If you're uncertain but open, I can feel that something is shifting, and I'm not sure what it means yet. But I don't want to ignore it. I want to understand it. Can we talk about what's happening? If you care deeply but not romantically, I love you so much, and I need to be honest that I don't feel the same way you do. You mean the world to me, and this is hard to say because I don't want to hurt you. But you deserve someone who's all in, and I need to honor what's true for me. Whatever your truth is, speak it with kindness. Speak it with respect for their courage in being vulnerable. Speak it clearly enough that there's no ambiguity, but gently enough that their dignity stays intact. Principle 7. Receive what they're offering. If they do open up fully, if they share the secret they've been carrying, your response in that moment will matter profoundly. Not because you have to say the right thing, but because how you receive someone's truth affects whether they'll continue to trust you with it. Receive it with presence. Put your phone away. Look at them. Let them see that you're fully there. Receive it with stillness. Don't immediately rush to respond or fix or analyze. Let it land. Let the weight of what they're sharing settle. Receive it with gratitude. Thank you for trusting me with this. It means so much that you're sharing this with me. Even if you're not ready to reciprocate at the same level, you can honor the gift of their vulnerability. Receive it with your own truth. Don't perform a response you don't feel. Don't say what you think they want to hear. Don't make promises you can't keep. But do share what's real for you, even if it's, I need time to process this, or, this is a lot and I want to sit with it before I respond. Receive it as the sacred offering it is. Because when someone shows you their undefended heart, when they trust you with the truth they've been carrying, when they make themselves that vulnerable, it's holy. Treat it as such. The practical reality of what comes next. Let's be real about what happens after the secret is unlocked. It's not automatically happily ever after. It's the beginning of a new phase that has its own challenges and invitations. You'll both have to learn how to be in relationship with the truth now that it's visible. You'll have to navigate what changes and what stays the same. You'll have to figure out how to communicate about needs, boundaries, fears, hopes. You'll have to learn each other's languages, patterns, triggers, and joys. If this becomes a romantic relationship, you'll have the normal human work of building something sustainable. The initial revelation isn't the relationship itself, it's the foundation for what you'll build together. And building requires patience, commitment, communication, compromise, humor, forgiveness, and showing up even when it's not easy. If you realize you're not meant to be romantic partners, you'll have the work of redefining your connection in a way that honors the depth between you while respecting new boundaries. This is possible. Friendships can survive romantic feelings that aren't mutual if both people are willing to do the work of transitioning with integrity. Either way, what matters is that you both keep choosing honesty. Keep choosing to see each other. Keep choosing to honor what's real instead of what's convenient. Keep choosing to grow rather than protect. If this message has given you clarity, courage, or comfort, if you feel like this is exactly what you needed to hear right now, and you're able to support this channel financially, the super thanks option is a beautiful way to help this work continue reaching people who need it. Either way, I'm grateful for your presence here. So here we are, at the end of this exploration, but really at the beginning of yours. Because everything I've shared is pointing you toward a choice that only you can make. And that choice is simply this: will you use the key you've been holding? Will you acknowledge what's present between you and this person? Will you create space for their truth to emerge fully? Will you meet them with the same courage they're gathering to meet you? Will you step into the uncertainty and the possibility and the sacredness of what's unfolding? Because here's what I know: the secret they're carrying is ready to be seen. The door is ready to be opened. The truth is ready to be spoken. The only question is whether this is the moment you both finally let it happen. And maybe you're feeling scared. Maybe you're thinking about all the ways this could go wrong, all the complications, all the reasons to protect yourself. Maybe you're remembering past pain and wondering if you can survive more. Maybe you're looking at the gap between where you are and where they are and wondering if you can bridge it. I want to tell you something important: your fear is not a sign you shouldn't do this. Your fear is a sign that this matters. We don't get scared about things that don't have the power to change us. We get scared when we're standing at a threshold that could transform our entire life. That fear is actually confirmation that you're in the right place, facing the right question. You don't have to be fearless. You just have to be willing. Willing to show up even when you're shaking. Willing to speak your truth even when your voice wavers. Willing to stay present even when every instinct wants to run. Willing to believe that you're capable of more depth, more love, more authenticity than you've allowed yourself before. Because here's what your person already knows about you that maybe you don't fully know about yourself: you're strong enough for this. You're capable of holding what they're offering. You have the capacity to show up for something real. That's why they chose you. That's why you're the key holder. Not because you're perfect, but because you're you, and you is exactly who they need. The truth about divine timing. I want to address something before we close. Maybe you're wondering, if this is meant to be, why all the waiting? Why the desperation? Why the locked door? Why not just make it easy and obvious and clear from the beginning? Here's what I've come to understand: the waiting isn't wasted time. The process of them discovering their truth, you holding the key, both of you arriving at this threshold together, it's all been preparing you. Every day they've been carrying this secret has been deepening their certainty, strengthening their courage, clarifying their intentions. Every day you've been unconsciously using the key has been building your capacity, expanding your heart, readying you to receive. If they had told you 6 months ago, a year ago, whenever this began, you might not have been ready to hear it. They might not have been ready to say it in a way that was fully true. The depth wouldn't have been there yet. The foundation wouldn't have been solid. The timing wouldn't have been right. But now. Now something has ripened. Now you're both in a different place than you were. Now the secret is ready to become visible. Now the truth is ready to be spoken. Now the door is ready to be opened. The desperation you're sensing isn't about impatience, it's about readiness that can't be contained any longer. This is divine timing. Not because it's easy or comfortable, but because it's right. Because you've both been led here, to this moment, with everything you need to take the next step. Trust that. Trust the journey that brought you here. Trust that you're exactly where you're meant to be. What this moment is offering you. This isn't just about whether you want a relationship with this person, though that's certainly part of it. This moment is offering you something bigger, an invitation into a more authentic way of being. It's offering you the chance to stop hiding behind walls that don't serve you anymore. It's offering you the opportunity to be chosen and to choose in return, consciously and fully. It's offering you the experience of being seen completely and not rejected. It's offering you permission to want something deeply and to move toward it instead of away from it. It's offering you a mirror, in this person, in their courage, in their willingness to be vulnerable, of what's possible for you. It's showing you that people do heal, do open, do become ready for real love. It's showing you that you're not alone in wanting depth and authenticity and connection that goes beyond surface. Whatever you decide about this specific relationship, let this moment change you. Let it show you that you're capable of being loved at the level you've secretly hoped for. Let it remind you that you deserve to be someone's clear choice, not their maybe or their backup plan or their, I guess. Let it teach you that you're worth the vulnerability of opening the door. A blessing for your journey. As we close, I want to speak a blessing over you and over this situation. May you have the courage to use the key you've been holding. May you trust yourself enough to acknowledge what's real. May you be gentle with yourself as you navigate uncertainty. May you give yourself permission to want what you want without apology. May your person find the right moment and the right words to share their truth. May they be met with kindness, whatever your response is. May the unlocking be gentle for both of you. May what emerges be what's meant to emerge. May you both honor the sacred nature of what's happening between you. May you treat each other's hearts with care. May you communicate clearly and listen deeply. May you give each other space to be human, imperfect, still learning, still growing. And may whatever unfolds between you bring you both closer to who you're meant to be. May it heal old wounds. May it reveal new possibilities. May it teach you both about love, about vulnerability, about courage, about trust. If you're ready to use your key, if you're ready to acknowledge what's real, if you're ready to see your person's secret, type "I'm ready" below. Let's claim this moment together. Your person's secret is that they see a future with you. That they want you in ways that scare them. That they're ready to show up differently than they ever have before. That you've changed something in them. That they trust you with their undefended heart. That they're desperate for you to see all of this because carrying it alone has become unbearable. And you have the key. You've had it all along. It's in your genuine presence. It's in your willingness to see them. It's in your capacity to meet them where they are. It's in your courage to acknowledge what's unfolding. The door is right in front of you. The key is in your hand. The secret is waiting to be revealed. The only question is, will you unlock it?